Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. I'm Pierre, your host, and we are tackle the main character. It's going to be an awfully short stream because once I put the background on the main character down, I will not be able to do anything else. I don't want to tackle the background yet because I want to be able to have that flexibility of changing ideas when it comes down to actually doing the background. I'm a little bit nervous about what I'm going to be doing today. I haven't done this in quite a while, so all right, so looks like we're all set. That is good news. So, why don't we get the show on the road? Let's go. And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Welcome back to my channel. Let me get rid of this little window. There we go. So, I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. I know that I did. Thanks very much for asking. I'm Pierre, your host. So today we are going to tackle the main character of our painting. But before we do that, let's go over to the computer. Let's check out real quickly what we did on Friday, and then we'll start our day from there. So, what did we do on Friday? Well, basically we added the details. Well, that's not quite where I wanted to go. I am off to a rough start today. So we added the details to our plants. That's basically what we did last week. And today what we're going to do, as I just mentioned a few minutes ago, is that we are going to add the main part of our painting. I noticed also as well that I don't have my my protective jacket here. So, there we go. I've been having little problems with the sound of on my computer here. Usually I can play some music and then I can hear on the monitors the music that I'm playing. And I noticed last week when I did that, I couldn't hear the music anymore. So I was trying to resolve that problem, which I still haven't. Can't figure it quite out. It's happened to me once before. Got it working again, but this time, I don't know. It's not working that well, but anyways. So made things like I kind of forgot to get ready to do some painting. So where are we? We are going to get some white paint together. And then I am going to start painting the arms and hands to my main character. So let's do that. Let's get ready to tackle that. As I mentioned a few minutes ago, I'm a little bit nervous about doing this part of the painting, but I'm also kind of excited about it as well. So let me just grab a palette right here. Let me grab my faithful knife and get some white paint together. I'm putting white because I am going to, again, do something quite new that I'm not used to doing. I am going to paint my arms and my guy in pink. That is basically what I'm going for. So I am really not used to doing that. I've never done that kind of color before. But so the color is nice and vibrant. I'm going to, of course, put a white background so that the white shows through the pink and make the color a lot more intense. So not only did I not get my what is this called? In French would be a tablier. In English, what is this called? Oh, fuck, I forgot. Anyways, I also noticed I don't have my right glasses on to paint, so I'm going to also go back in my little living room here and grab the right glasses. There we go. They are a lot lighter on my nose and more comfortable to paint with. So let's clean off our knife. And having little problems right today. I hope it won't spill onto my canvas, but I'm going to stay positive. And I am going to have to find the right paintbrush to do what I want to do. What about this guy? I'm going to start off with this. I'm also going to work some water to make my paint the right consistency to paint with, so it's nice and creamy and that it spreads on the canvas the way it should. So let me just work this out. Now, if I was mixing several colors, I would probably go to camera number 1 over there, and we would mix the colors together like we did last week when we did the turquoise and the cerulean blue. But to do white on a white background of the palette, it's really not that exciting. You can't really see much, so I am not going to bother doing that. It's just going to take a few minutes. It's going to give me time to think about a little bit what I'm going to want to do here. We'll see. Basically, I want my two arms to be interweaving on the canvas. That is basically what I'm aiming for. There we go, just working the paint here. And I'm getting very close to having a nice consistency, nice creamy texture. This looks pretty good right there. I think this is just right. So I'm going to set this down. Eventually, I'm going to have to switch over to a different paintbrush to paint the hands. I don't think I'm going to use these guys. Not sure, maybe something like this. This looks like the right paintbrush. I'll put him to soak right away. And I'm going to bring camera number 1 over a little bit closer so you can basically follow what I'm about to do. I'm going to move him really over to the side because if possible, if I can avoid being in front of the lens, I would rather avoid being in front of the lens. There we go. So how's that look? Okay, so this is going to be a short stream, I guess, if I get to do this right on the first shot. So, I think I'm going to work backwards. I'm going to work backwards. I'm going to start off by doing the hand and work my way back down to the head. Something like that. I think that's going to be the smartest way. So I'm just going to concentrate here for a few minutes. like that, I guess. And what am I going to want to do here? I'm going to want to basically go like this. That is basically the course that I want to go. So, all right. Okay, something like that. See, there's a hair hanging on here. There we go. Make that just a little bit wider, right like that. That looks pretty good for right now. I don't have to be that precise since it's just the first coat and the background. I'll have plenty of opportunity to come back and make this better. That's the first part I wanted to do. And now, so the other part is going to come like over here, basically. So let me think this out here. Okay, something like that. So let me figure this out. I would like this to go like totally crazy, like way over here. Then come back like this. Come back like that. Like this. Like that. And like that. So, let's get this together now. Maybe I'll just grab a little bit of water for this. Just like that. Now, which goes on top, which one goes underneath, at this point is not important. What I do want to do is just get the right width to both of these arms. Okay, so now let's step back and take a look. So this one here, I'm going to go on top, and this one on top here. Underneath there, on top there, underneath here, and just like that. Very good. Okay, so let me just step back, take a look again. Okay, that's not too bad. Maybe I'm going to want this to be a little bit wider right in here. Just like that. Just like that, and bring this baby over just a little bit like that. Now I'm putting white paint on the head because if you paint over gesso and then you paint over, if you paint over gesso, which is what is on the edge, and you paint on the white, there will be a difference in the color. So I obviously want the head and the arms to look the same. So I'm just going to put a very quick coat of white paint on the head so that it blends in and looks the same. I'm just going to do that very quickly, just like that. It surprised me as well. I couldn't believe it the first time I did that. I kind of noticed that the colors were not the same on the white paint as the background and on the gesso. So I keep an eye on that ever since. I guess the gesso has just a little bit of yellow in it or something like that, maybe. Or it's a cheaper version of white, or maybe it has like more of a binder in it. Since it is basically gesso, right? Supposed to go on the virgin canvas, so maybe it's not quite paint, or maybe, like I said, it has some sort of a binder in it. Whatever. Okay, so that's done. I can still see my pencil line, which is really of no importance at this point. So I got that done. Now I'm just going to make a little more white paint, and I'm going to paint my virus star in there. I don't know what you want to call it. And that eventually will be yellow. But anyways, so right now, or should I wait to do that later? I had in mind that I would do like a star type virus, like the AIDS type virus in the hands. But then again, with this fucking war going on, I was thinking of maybe holding some sort of a globe with one of my hearts in it, something more positive. So maybe that's why I'm going to wait and see how I feel about this once I get the hands and the arms all painted and the head. Then I can go and see what what I'm going to do here. Worst comes to worst, I'll just add some white. I mean, I can go back and do that afterwards because it has to go on top of the arms anyways, right? So, except for this hand here, which will be in front. And the other hand, I'll paint it afterwards because it'll be in back of whatever I decide to do. So that said, well, believe it or not, I am done here. 27 minutes. I knew it would be a short stream because I can't do anything till this paint dries. And I'm wondering if I didn't tack, up. Maybe I'm gonna, not that it matters now, but just so I don't screw up later, maybe I'm gonna have this on top of this one, like this. Seems to make a little more sense. And I may as well just paint that in right now to make sure I don't screw up when I have to come back and do it tomorrow. Because tomorrow we'll probably paint this all in pink, and then after probably need two coats, and then eventually I'm going to have to do the details. So, and then the shadowing and all that. So that will give me plenty of time to figure out really if I wanted to change my original idea or not. That is why I mean, right here I'm leaving some white here on my canvas so we can stretch it eventually on a stretcher. So I do have like a frame that I'm going to be painting around the oval, and that's why I'm not painting that, or I haven't done that, because I need that flexibility to change my mind at the last minute when I decide to come here. I mean, at first the arms were going to be yellow. By not doing it right away, I decided I was going to try pink. Try something different. So that's the way it goes. It's like a puzzle for me. I come in the studio, and if I see a certain color, I go with that. So I rarely plan in advance. Like, I had no idea I was going to do cerulean blue leaves and turquoise green. I had no idea until the morning I walked in and decided to start painting. So, which is so much more fun for me because it's kind of improvised, since all my paintings are really little koans, little stories, warnings, and it looks like it's all very structured compared to somebody who does abstract painting or collage, or all that kind of, since mine are kind of structured. At least it gives me a certain amount of improvisation and flexibility, not knowing what I'm going to paint, and to decide at the last minute what color I'm going to use or what motif I'm going to paint. So anyways, with that said, we are basically done for today. So let me move my camera back here, and we'll have a view. This is, again, so I can... when I do my little recap movie, I have a little something to play with when I do the editing of these movies. So there's the view from, obviously, from camera number 2. And then here's the view from camera number 1. And it gives you a pretty good idea where we are going. So again, I want to thank you for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed this short stream. I hope as well you'll join me tomorrow morning. We'll be here at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, or 3 p.m. if you're living in Europe and France, and 7:30 if you're living in New Delhi or wherever. So I hope you all have a wonderful day. And I'm going to leave you like I always do with two things. I'm going to leave you first with my schedule, and second by saying, ciao mes amis.